We're going to start creating some database queries from our Excel spreadsheet that we've imported into Access. To do this, move to the Create tab at the top of the screen and select Query Design. Once you've done that, you'll see a screen as follows. See where it says Close at the bottom of Show Table? Click that first of all, then change the view at the top left-hand corner through to SQL View. So now we're presented with just the SQL screen with the word Select highlighted and a semicolon. We're going to start by writing our first select statement. Very simply, we're going to select everything from table contacts. So we use select star from table contacts, because that's the name of our table. If you click the run exclamation mark, you should see a table that appears as follows. This shows that you've written the query correctly. To go back to SQL, just click the View button and select SQL View. Sometimes we don't want to select all of the different fields from our database in one go. So what we can do, instead of putting a star there, is make a list of the fields that we want. So for example, if we want the forename and surname, we just put forename, surname. And this produces a table that looks like this when you press the exclamation button. So you can see that the forename and surname are now showing without the email address. Of course, the order that the fields appear in is the same order that they've been put into the database in. So to put them into a better order, we might use something like order by surname at the end of the query here, as you can see. And that means that the table now looks like, which as you can see is in alphabetical order, by surname. If two people have the same surname though, the order is still the order that those two records appeared in the database. If we want to order by more than one field, we can do the same as we did for our select field. So now the database table should order by surname, then forename. And we can see from this that it does. So Rob and Samia Jones are the right way round, and Jane and Jessica Clements are the right way round. There is a special key word we can use when ordering, DESC, which stands for descending. This gives you the opposite way round for an order. So instead of ordering A to Z, the order is now Z to A. We don't have to order by a field which appears on the screen. For example, this query, forename, surname, order by email, still does exactly what it should do. It orders by the email address, but only shows the forename and surname. So any field that you want to include as part of an order by clause doesn't have to actually appear on the screen. Now we're going to look at some of the more useful ways of using database queries. The where clause allows us to create a subset of information rather than collect the entire database. So for example, this will show us all the people whose surname equals Smith, and we're ordering by surname, which is a bit pointless anyway because they all have the same surname. And even more pointless when you see there's actually only one person in the record with the surname Smith. Sometimes you might want to put a clause in for more than one field. For example, we might want to collect all the people with the surname is Smith or the surname is Brown. We use the key logic word or between the two, and we have to specify which field each of these two pieces of information will be in. And this produces the records as so. Sometimes we want to find fields that don't have the entire word in it, but we know it starts with a letter. In this case, we use something called a wildcard, a star, and we use the keyword like instead of equals. So if we want to find all the surnames that begin with the letter S or have the surname Brown, we use the query as follows. If on the other hand you want to find everything that ends in a certain query, such as all the email addresses that end at grantham.ac.uk, we put the star at the front of the query, and you can see the results here. If you want to find information that might be in the middle of a string, such as the word Grantham in an email address, we put stars at the beginning and the end, which as you can see produces the same result. If you want to find everything which isn't in a list, for example you want to say where the surname does not equal Smith, we use the greater and less than signs rather than an equals sign. And all the results returned don't have the surname Smith. You can do the same with a like clause as well, but this time we use not like. And all these email addresses do not contain the word Grantham.